Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Due to popular demand, and as I promised, I'm going to be going over some talent builds for Warrior. I'm going to be doing an Arms build, a Fury build, a Protection build, and a Fury Prop build. Now keep in mind, this can be used for Classic Era or Classic Hardcore. Also keep in mind that it's okay to disagree. Just let me know in the comments how you feel, and if there's anything you guys would do differently, and if there's other tips and tricks you guys would want to let other new Warrior players know. So okay, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at our arms build. So again, as always, you should be putting 5 points in the cruelty. No questions asked, 5% crit. Please use cruelty. Now we're going to head right over to our arms tree because this is an arms build. We're going to wait on improved rend. You're not going to get much value out of that right now. What you are going to get value out of is putting 2 points into heroic strike for obvious reasons. Heroic strike, great damage spell, great threat spell. Now I'm doing this build assuming that you're going to be tanking too, because two-handed tanking arms is far superior than prot until later levels. Please do not let anybody tell you differently. It is totally okay to tank in arms for now. Now we're going to put our 3 points into parry. Great. Now we have our tactical mastery. Tactical mastery is a massive spell, probably your most important spell in the arms tree as of right now at this level, because it allows you to switch stances while keeping your rage. Great for tanking, great for remaining versatile. We're going to skip our anger management for now, and honestly, it's not really needed right now, so we're just going to go ahead and put our 2 points in improved overpower for obvious reasons. 50% increased critical chance of hitting an overpower. Now, right here is where you can go back and do your rent, and now we can go right in the deep wounds. Perfect. And then we can go right in and impale. See how that works? See how you can get them all right down in a line after you have your other spells taken care of. So as we look back here, we have 2 in heroic strike, 3 in parry, 5 in tactical mastery, 2 in improved overpower, 3 in deep wounds, 2 in impale. Great. Now we can get to the fun tier. Now, if you're a human, you should be using a sword. Mace is kind of a weird talent. It's mainly just for PvP, so we have to skip that one. If you're human and you're using a sword, you should be taking the points in sword spec. If you're an orc, you should be taking the axe specs. We're going to go ahead and pretend we're an orc. We're going to take our 5 points and put them right in the axe specialization. Now I skipped two-handed specialization for a couple reasons, and I'll explain that in a second. We're going to get sweeping strikes. Great. Now we can go back to two-handed specialization. Now why I skipped it early on is obviously the critical chance is better and has more value. Sweeping strikes has more value. Impale has more value. Now this isn't beneficial until now, because now we're level 40. We can actually see a big DPS increase instead of getting this earlier level. So now that we're 40, we can spend 5 of our points there. 5% increased damage at level 45 actually has value now. And now we can put our point in the mortal strike. Great. That's our arms build at level 46. Now if you want, you can come down here and put in Bridled Wrath. If you want to do some shield tanking, you can go over here and do shield spec and then put some points in improved blood rage or toughness. We have points to spare here, so now we could actually go back if we wanted. We could grab anger management. We could grab the rest of our parry points, the rest of our improved heroic strike points. I'm going to leave this spot up to you because we're at level 46. And honestly, the nice thing about arms is that now you have versatility to kind of do what you want with the remaining points. Alright guys, let's do our protection build. Now this one's pretty straightforward. I feel like everyone has pretty much the same build for this, and it would make no difference between classic era or classic hardcore. So let's go ahead and get started. Now again, as always, your first 5 points into cruelty. Now, honestly, if you guys have watched my videos, I don't recommend shield tanking at low level. You're not going to get much rage. A lot of people are going to pull threat off you. You're not going to have enough rage to get threat back. It's just a waste of time. Do not worry about shield specialization. Do not worry about the prot tree just yet. Please do not worry about that. Let's go ahead and put our 5 points into deflection. Let's put our 5 points into tactical mastery. Let's grab our anger management, which is good if you're prot leveling. And if you're just taking a slow pace dungeon, that's great. Great talent. Good. We're done with arms. We're done with fury. Now the easy part, we can just spend all the rest of our points in protection. So we're going to take the 5 points in the shield spec, and we're going to take improved blood rage, and then we're going to go right into toughness. So you can take all 5 points if you want. So the nice thing about prot is that there's a lot of different things that you can build into early on. So I'm going to take the last stand early. And now in our improved shield block, you only need to put 1 point into this because all we care about is that it allows you to block an extra attack. We don't care about the duration. We just want that extra attack blocked. It can save your life, I promise you. We're going to take that, and now we have more versatility. So we can either go Defiance, or we can go improve revenge. Now, improve revenge is good if you're doing a lot of solo leveling. It's also good for CC and dungeons. But honestly, yes, I would take the improve revenge first. It gives you a 45% chance. And now you can head over and do defiance. Great, you can put all your points into defiance, 15% increased threat. That's good if you're going to shield tank. That will save your life right there if you plan on shield tanking, as far as holding threat, saving your life is what I meant. Now we have options here. You can take the improved taunt, or you can go to Sunder. You can go to the next tier if you want and grab Concussive Blow. I think Concussion Blow is a good talent, but I think you would get more value out of improved taunt and then your improved Sunder armor early on as well. That saves you rage, more rage to do other stuff. We're going to ignore improved disarm. That's a bad talent. We're going to take Concussive Blow here, and now you can take 1 point and improve Shield Wall. Do not take 2, because now you can use your 5 points in one-handed specialization, and you shouldn't need Shield Wall for 5 seconds. You should only take it for 3 seconds. So now if you want, you can put all your points in the one-hand specialization and then take your Shield Slam, and then you're done. Now, if you want to save this for extremely late level 55 and up, then just take your Shield Slam first and then put points in there. It doesn't matter. Appreciate you guys watching this. Now we're going to do Fury Prot. All right, guys, let's take a look at Fury. Now, keep in mind, I'm assuming that you're going to be dual wielding, so we're going to go off of a dual wield Fury build. So again, our first 5 points, no questions asked, should be in Cruelty. Now, I find Demoralizing Shout and I find Booming Voice to be both extremely overrated talent points. Do not waste your talent points on increasing your duration of shouts. Just get a weak aura. It'll tell you when it expires. Throw on a new shout. Now, the problem here is that Unbridled Wrath is one of the best talents in the Fury tree. I love this talent. The thing is that with 5 points in, you're only level 15, right? We can't dual wield until 20. So we need to get more value out of 5 points somewhere else for now. We're going to go over here and we're actually going to put points in the Ren so we can get started for Deep Wounds eventually. And we're going to put 2 points into Heroic Strike. Great. Now we have our Tactical Mastery. We're going to go actually all the way in on Tactical Mastery right away. And now we're sitting here. Perfect. Now we don't want Deep Wounds just yet because we're still extremely low level. We're not going to be getting much value out of that. We would be getting way more value out of Unbridled Wrath. So let's go and hit Unbridled Wrath for 5 points. Now, these 3 talents right here, Improved Cleave, Piercing Howl. Now, this one's debatable, but I'm just going to assume that you use Hamstring and you're not going to need Piercing Howl, so don't worry about Piercing Howl. And Blood Craze is also extremely overrated. So you have your points here for Battle Shout. We're going to put all 5 points in the Battle Shout, but at this rate, I think it's more value getting the Deep Wounds now. So let's go ahead and put our 3 points in the Deep Wounds. And we're going to stop there for a minute. And we're going to come back and we're going to get our Battle Shout upgrade. Great. So now we're sitting on our 4th tier here. We're going to wait here for a minute. And we're going to find a way to get our Impale. Because obviously the 20% increase in all stances for crit damage is extremely useful by the time you're this level. So let's go ahead. We got to figure out how we're going to do that. Now, you could put points in parry if you want. I'm just going to take the 1 point in Empower. And I'm also going to put a point here in Anger Management. Great. So now we have our Impale. Let's take our Impale now. And then we're done. This is all we need to do for the arms tree. Let's head right back to Fury. Great. So now we're sitting at Enrage, Improved Execute, and Dual Wield Specialization. Now, think of what I said about arms for the 2-hand specialization and doing extra damage. This is a great ability or great talent, and you're going to want to put all 5 points into it, but just not yet because you're not going to get much value out of it at this level. Let's go ahead and go in with our Enrage. Great. And now we're actually going to take our Death Wish, and we're going to come back and we're going to put our 5 points into Dual Wield Specialization. So now you can either go right into Flurry, which I think Flurry has more value than the Improved Execute, but to each his own. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I'm going to do Flurry first. Great. We have our 5 points in Flurry, and now we can grab our Bloodthirst, and then we can go back and do our Improved Execute. Great. That's our Fury build right there. So I appreciate you guys watching. All right, guys, for our last build, we're going to do Fury Prot. Now, this is my favorite build, and I love this for raid tanking. I have used this for raid tanking, for main tanking, any boss, in Nax, AQ40, it doesn't matter. This build works, and it will work for you, I promise. So let's go ahead and reset our talents here. We're going to go ahead and put our 5 points in the Cruelty again. Now, we're going to actually go to parry right away. We're going to put 5 points in parry, and we are done with arms. We are done with arms. We are not going to use protection yet because if you watch my videos, I tell you, you don't need a shield no matter what people say. You don't need a shield until about SM-Cath, RFD, around that area for dicey situations. You can easily dual wield tank or 2-handed tank dungeons. You don't have to waste points in Prot just yet. Please get the benefits from Fury before you do anything else. So now we're going to go Unbridled Wrath. Again, huge for dual wield, huge for dual wield tanking, rage, generation. 5 in improved battle shout. Buff you, buff your group. Now here you can do a couple different things. Again, you know I'm not a fan of taking dual wield specialization at this low of a level. You're not going to get much value. Take the enrage, way more value. Great. Now you can grab your Death Wish, and then you can put your 4 points in dual wield specialization. Let's not do 5 for one reason, and I'll show you in a little bit. Now we're going to go in the flurry. We're going to take our 5 points in the flurry. Boom. We have our Bloodthirst. We have all the benefits of tanking with flurry, Bloodthirst, Death Wish, dual wield spec, enrage, buff our group. We have all the spells we need. Great. Now we're higher level up. We're level 45. We can spend time putting points in the prot now, because now we can use a shield. If we want to tank the whole dungeon with the shield, now that's perfectly fine, because we have all these abilities that will help benefit us, generate threat. We are going to stay away from tactical mastery, because I find in my own experience that I can scale and get a shit ton of rage, excuse my language, but a shit ton of rage without having to worry about losing it changing stances. Now we're going to take our 5 points in the shield specialization. We're going to put our 2 points in improved blood rage. Again, another huge ability for last stand. That's all we care about here is the last stand. You're going to put 3 points in the toughness. Take your last stand. Now here, you're going to put only 1 point here because we need to block that extra attack. Huge for raid bosses. Blocking that extra attack just in general is huge. Now we have 3 points left. We're going to put it in defiance. And now we can dual wield tank and throw on a shield and have our last stand, our toughness, and defiance as well in defensive stance. This is a great build. I love this build. One of my favorite builds. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll catch you another time.